Rece, in the tonnage of words and the hours leading up to this game, I don't imagine 28-point Alabama loss was something that was discussed. So the final is a bit of a shock. What led to that, in your estimation? What was the most surprising thing that led to the final score in California?
Scott, I think it's that Clemson was the more physical team for the course of the night. Now, Nick Saban, you just heard him say that the stats were fairly even, but everything seemed harder for Alabama than it was for Clemson. And, you know, Clemson made the big explosive plays, and I think the fact that Alabama really couldn't sustain things on offense and couldn't finish drives, that was the biggest and most surprising thing to me, other than the uncharacteristic poor throws by Tagovailoa that one turned into a pick six and the other stopped a scoring opportunity.
I'm with you in that even after the outcome felt largely decided, Christian Wilkins and that front from Clemson, they fought with ferocity over every yard like it was personal. You asked Wilkins if there'd been a changing of the guard during his tenure, and he really dodged the question. He said that's for us to decide. So I'd ask you, right now, I mean, have we seen something of a changing of the guard?
Yes, that's what tonight felt like to me, a changing of the guard. Now, don't misunderstand this. A lot of people in our business, Scott, every time Alabama loses, they run out to be the first guy to say that the dynasty's dead. I'm not saying that.
Understood.
But I am saying that things just turned upside down tonight. And instead of being the team that is pursuing Alabama as the top spot, Clemson is now the program that's sitting at the top. That type of win, it's different than winning a game in the final seconds, a back-and-forth game. That can happen to anybody. When you come in and dominate a championship game against a quality opponent like that, you get the spoils. And to me, Clemson tonight became the premier program at the moment in college football.
And I agree with everything you just said, which isn't surprising because you and I are often on the same page. And I would just add, because there's a 19-year-old who's their quarterback who, by rule, has to stay in college for 2 more seasons. And the skill position guys are all sophomores and freshmen. Now, I understand that they lose some guys up front. But, I mean, we're talking about a true freshman in Lawrence that you just don't do that to Nick Saban. What'd you make of the freshman's performance, the quarterback?
Well, he's as good a quarterback prospect as I've seen in the whole time I've been working in college football, Scott, and I've been covering it for ESPN for more than 20 years and longer than that back in my local days. I've never seen a quarterback prospect better than Trevor Lawrence. I haven't seen a guy play better on a big stage than Trevor Lawrence did tonight after he settled down. He's got every tool you can imagine. He's a tremendous athlete, great leader. The arm is just off the charts. You know, the interesting thing about it is that virtually everyone in the skill position category for Alabama's back next year. They might be 1 year older than those Clemson freshmen, but we might see this again. But Alabama's got a lot of work to do if they're going to elevate and get to this level. But sometimes, you know what they say, a good butt whipping can be soul cleansing, and Alabama certainly got one of those tonight. Yeah,
well, their souls are spotless after this one, man. After what happened to them, they are clean, Rece. You know how much I appreciate you both professionally and personally, and I appreciate your time throughout this year, and I'm sure we'll cross paths again soon, all right?
All right, SVP, sounds good. Thanks, buddy.